Hello, hello, hello. I was very excited to custom make these signs. Thank you so much. I am mesmerized as well. Guess this is how we end the stream. I'm going to show you early how we end it. I am such a nerd. Come on, focus. I know you can do this. It's a little slow. I had a bunch of these made. I am the biggest nerd. But I like it. I'm glad other people are equally amused. I will have a better method for hanging it up in the future, though. So, I didn't make it personally. I went and I had this made. So yeah, I don't know. I think the moment Matt said it has begun, it was never going to not follow him for the rest of his days. I think we all knew at that point. Yeah, this is a real sign. I'm kind of really into signs right now because I don't like. So I know you can't see me. I just love the idea of a little bit of depth of field, and then just having a sign, like a physical sign, instead of like, "Hey, the stream is starting up." The graphics don't feel very D&D to me. I think having a physical sign is way more interesting. So, yeah. Anyways, that's what we got going on. I'm going to have a nice little lamppost to put these on. I got I don't know. This is what makes me laugh. I don't know why. This is the stuff. This is the really in-depth pre-show live stream content that you've been asking for. Why are you having trouble with rolling initiative, camera? We'll get this down to a science eventually. I'm trying to hide. I think it sees my face and wants to like. It's going to try and get me. All right. This is it. This is the stream. All right. Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing today? It's Thursday. Yes, when I put up the level up sign, everyone automatically levels up, by the way, and your Dungeon Master has to do exactly what I say. I don't make the rules. Hey, everybody. We're talking about Critical Role. This is the Critical Role pre-show. We've been doing this since episode 1. I think October 2nd was the very first stream. We missed a couple episodes because of personal life stuff, and that personal life stuff is still happening, actually. But I am excited to hang out with all of you amazing critters. I love doing this. I've been covering Critical Role since 9 years, or almost 10. I think we might as well just say I've been covering Critical Role since the beginning for a decade at my own personal YouTube channel, D&D Beyond, at D&D. My own personal YouTube channel again. I've been here the whole time. I've done it for Forbes. I've done it for news agencies. And I love doing it. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a giant Critical Role dork. My first interview ever was with Matthew Mercer on this YouTube channel, which turned out fantastic. And then, yeah, and then. One of the founding members of D&D Beyond kept on covering Critical Role. I was there, and the season finale, when Archon stole the hand of Vecna, I was there. And what a wild ride to be semi in the room. They don't let other people that don't need to be in the studio are not in the studio during live tapings. It's a very kind of sacred space, is my impression. But there is a lovely viewing room right next to the studio where you can watch things unfold. And it was really fun because it was a very full room of all of us just like watching the end of campaign 1. It was absolutely, it was one of my favorite moments, actually, in my memory. It felt like you were part of something really important that was going to get bigger. And now we are here. It got bigger. And it was already so very, very big, everybody, Critical Role. So yeah, I'm excited. I've been covering Critical Role for 10 years. We've been doing this pre-show since the start. And I'd like to talk about this is where we get to hang out with a bunch of other critters who are way smarter than me, and we theorize what's going to happen in the next episode. We talk about Critical Role. We talk about the last episode. And we just it's a good hang, honestly. We've got a lot of really smart people in here. We got a super chat from Cassius335. That's very generous, £2, I believe. I am still suspicious of Eunice. Old lady was Rowan. Yeah, I am suspicious as well. I think this is gonna be interesting once we're in the druids of it, everybody. We're in the druid situation tonight. And I love old tree ribs. Really excited for a creepy tree ribbed guy. And I really like the direction we're taking the druids in this show. I feel like old tree ribs is semi based off of the way Thranduil looks. Lee Pace, who is probably the best thing in The Hobbit, frankly. Lee Pace is performance as Thranduil is amazing. I was obsessed with Thranduil as a little kid reading the books. I love the idea of an angry, mean elf, and I didn't feel like we got a lot of content like that where elves were mean and grumpy and rude. And so I love Thranduil, and I love the Franklin Bass artwork for Thranduil in there as well. So I'm really excited for this. Is going to be, if you love druid shit, you're going to be eating well tonight, because I think we're going to go all up in the nature of undeath, death, the druids, the old faith. We're going to be steeped in druid shit, I hope. Or I'm going to be mad. I love wooden ribs is so creepy, and the fact that the healing of even the druids is not completely, well, frankly, complete. That's interesting as well, unless maybe he was healed by a cleric and not a druid, but that would be kind of weird, and blah 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 blah. So Lee Pace Thranduil is absolutely peak. There will be never another Thranduil. I don't know who I would even cast. I just can't. Lee Pace, man, really, dude knocks it out of the park. I gotta say, he makes Foundation worth watching, and I love the cast of Foundation. So let's kind of dive into things. We're gonna start. I think we got 81 viewers right now. We're always trying for a 500. What's a couple of things I'd like to always talk about? Hey, once in a while, if you really want to get my attention when I'm talking, super chats are very welcome. They help support the stream and more streaming content like this. Like and subscribe, help the algorithm, if there's any proof of anything that still exists as an algorithm. But most importantly, you sharing the live stream with you and your friends, with other critters, on Facebook groups, on Reddit, on anywhere you think Critical Role people would actually enjoy this stream. I'm not telling you to show it to people who wouldn't. That would be awful. I don't want them in chat. But yeah, that's supporting the stream as well. So you don't have to do something monetary to help. I do have my ads on. We don't make a lot on ads on the old YouTubes, but that's how it's going to go. I know I'm a little quiet and a little podcasty. I hope no one minds. But I think we're having a nice little cozy chat right up until a bunch of druid shit goes off. And I'm so excited for druid stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into the recap. Does everyone feel good about that? How many people we got? We got 95 people. We're almost at 100. How about right when we hit 100, we're going to go full on the recap. Thank you for everyone appreciating my signs. There are going to be more of them. That's kind of the visual identity of the channel moving forward, is stuff that's been made and created is kind of my jam. So I kind of want this to feel like a cozy RGB tavern. So yeah. Yeah. My voice is, this is actually where my voice is normally. And so this is where I'm comfortable. So the mic is very much helping make it so I don't have to talk very loud. And when I talk loud, I pitch up very high. And that means you're talking from your mouth and your head, not your chest. So I learned a lot about this recently from some folks about people who, props are life. I do love props, as you can see. This is a very busy room. Do not think my entire house looks like this. If I had my way, maybe it would. It is a pretty nerdy house, actually, now that I think about it. Actually, it kind of looks like this. We don't have black walls. We live in Seattle. We need as much sunlight bouncing around the house as we possibly can get. Fun fact, the paint in our house is Dorian gray, and the black behind me is tricorn black, and it's a matte finish. I think we chose Dorian gray just for the gothiness of it. We are not responsible homeowners in that regard. We made choices because Dorian Gray was the name of the gray for our walls. That is the nerdiest thing. So, nerdy signs, you're going to see more of that stuff. Yeah. Let's go ahead and jump into it. We good? All right. I am going to set up a super chat goal. Everyone likes a little motivation. We keep on hosting the stream. I really hate hanging out with all you. And the reason is critters are literally some of the kindest people I've ever met. And I am constantly in awe. And this is going to sound weird, but conventions used to really stress me out. I get a lot of anxiety. After Gen Con, and yet again, a critter was incredibly kind to me. It's very hard for someone who is kind of an introvert, trying to pretend to be an extrovert, and to have critters come up to me after a layoff and be so monumentally kind without any type of expectation, kind of a life-changing event. And I don't think I'll ever look at conventions the same way again because of that. And I remember having such a great time when I did the cosplay video over at D&D Beyond, which I need to put these all in the description permanently for the live stream so people can see other video coverage and other playlists. So I will make sure I get that done. But interviewing the cosplayers for Critical Role right before COVID happened. I think literally the day before I got COVID. COVID was just sweeping the nation. No one quite knew who I was, but I got me a bunch of really super nice cosplayers. I was nervous about going to the convention of C2E2. I made sure everyone was hand sanitized and everything like that. It was a time. So walking into COVID, I think I squirreled away the kindness of critters into a walnut and stored that inside my soul for the 3 years that we were all separated because of gross flu stuff. So we'll go ahead and jump in. What did people see? Apparently BG4 will be a show on HBO? What are you talking about? Is this true? When did this happen? Well, there's only Baldur's Gate 3. So what BG4? This is 15 minutes ago. Ooh, this is a Deadline article. Let's talk about this for a second, everybody. Baldur's Gate TV series continuing the game's story in the works at HBO from The Last of Us co-creator Craig Mazin and Hasbro Entertainment. That is fantastic news. That's going to be awesome. I am so excited, and that makes perfect sense. Boy, oh boy, do I wonder, are they going to cast the voice actors in these roles? That's so hard to replace them because it's their likenesses. So, I I don't know. I think I'm a little conflicted about how this is going to go, having Baldur's Gate 3. Unlike HBO's The Last of Us, which retold the story from the PlayStation games, Baldur's Gate TV series will be a continuation to the games, telling a story that takes place immediately after the events of Baldur's Gate 3, as the characters old and new are dealing with ramifications of the events in the third game. Like with The Last of Us, Mazin's passion for Baldur's Gate 3 and its characters led to his decision to adapt it to a TV series. He has proudly completed the Sven Vinke, developed game on the challenging honor mode. Wow, okay, that's hardcore, man. He is also a longtime D&D fan and Dungeon Master who's been playing the game weekly for the past 15 years, including tonight. I'm not shocked. After putting nearly 1,000 hours of incredible work into Baldur's Gate 3, it is a dream come true to be able to continue the story. For those that know, I was the lead producer on all the live play shows for Baldur's Gate 3 that were on the official D&D channels, of which we had 3. As I said, I am a devoted fan of D&D in the brilliant way that Sven Venke and his gifted team adapted it. Sven is amazing, so is the team there. What else do we have here? With no ties to the Baldur's Gate game in development, we don't have information on that. Mazin has the freedom over the direction of the story, making it more of a traditional TV show versus The Last of Us. I agree. I don't think we need a one-to-one conversion. I think it'd be kind of impossible with that much content, whose plot and lifespan are determined by existing games. Deadline has reported that the post-apocalyptic drama is expected to end with its third season. I've been hearing that already, that Last of Us is ending with the third season. Is Chris Perkins involved? And he is good about keeping stuff from me some days. This is amazing. I think this is great news. What else? Yeah, this is so fun. Fans have been eagerly awaiting an adaptation of Baldur's Gate, and we could not ask for better partners than HBO. Who are they talking to? Gabriel Marano, head of television at Hasbro Entertainment. HBO's Baldur's Gate is designed to coexist alongside the Forgotten Realms live-action Dungeons & Dragons series that Hasbro Entertainment has set up at Netflix, with Sean Levy producing. Sean Levy, I think, is going to be a great fit for that Forgotten Realms adventure. I'm glad that all the D&D fans are taking over film and television. I think that's fantastic. I'm not seeing anything about Chris Perkins working on the game, but how could you not tap Chris Perkins for this? I could be wrong. I think that's amazing news. Yeah, that's really cool. Sorry, we just had a bunch of Brinky news. Thank you for bringing it up in chat. I really appreciate that. That's huge. I think that's worth doing a couple stories on. I don't think we're going to wait 10 years for a Baldur's Gate 4. I think that would be madness. Yeah, we don't want to do that. That would be bad business. It said that he was consulting. Which article said he was consulting? I mean, hey, get Chris, man. Get Chris Perkins. Have Chris Perkins work on this. He's in LA. I mean, yeah, that's really cool. So, but for the meantime, you can always check out the 3 actual plays I did with the cast of with the cast of Baldur's Gate 3. The first one was at Gen Con on the official D&D channel. That was with Brandley Mulligan, Aabria Iyengar, game mastering to amazing effect. Anjali was there. I'm not going to spoil the plot, but it is a pretty dope plot because I knew the combination of Brennan and Anjali were like, the plot line's great. It's a really good plot line. Go check it out. The first one is at Gen Con, then Jeremy Crawford dungeon mastered at the London game, and that was MCM London, and Jeremy Crawford dungeon mastered for Neil Newbon. We got Karlak in there with Sam Bayart. We got Will in there, and then what is happening to my brain? Oh, how can I forget? Friggin' Deborah Wild. I mean, as Lozelle, the best and most drunk Lozelle in that episode. And then on top of that, later on, we had a Magic Con game, which was the most popular out of all of those shows. Really proud. So there's 6 hours, about 6 to 7 hours of Baldur's Gate 3 content you should go check out. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Oh God, I might have played D&D with this guy. So sometimes I'm in LA, and sometimes I play at D&D tables that kind of melt my brain. And I amongst folks who you're like, oh, that's weird. It's weird that we're playing D&D together, and I can't always keep track of who's at the table because not everyone's bringing their resume to the table and telling you exactly who they are. I've played D&D in LA with a couple of famous people and hung out with them, and that was fun. God, one game was 8 people, and it went like 4 hours. It was hardcore mode. So, all right. Well, that is huge news, and congratulations to Sven, to the entire team, keeping that story, keeping that hope alive for Baldur's Gate. I hope so. Maybe we'll see cameos. I mean, if we can vampire affect Neil a little bit, why not have Neil pop into the story? Right? Neil Newman. Why not have Shadowheart make an appearance? You know, they have to do kind of the Fallout thing where they're not really identifying where the storyline necessarily fell for a couple of things. But yeah, I'm very curious how this goes. Chris Perkins, the longtime head of story at Hasbro subsidiary Wizards of the Coast, which is behind the D&D game franchise, will serve as a consultant. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm sending a message. Totally not texting anyone. This is a totally rude way to communicate with someone. That's so cool. Sorry for the sudden quietness. I felt like I had to talk to someone right now. Yeah. That's amazing. Cool, cool, cool. Well, anyways, more on that later. Chat. Yeah. I There's going to be a conversation. We're going to be talking about Baldur's Gate, the TV show by hook or by crook. So I'm just going to leave it there. All right. I'm not name dropping nothing. I just What you just saw, everybody in chat, was journalism happening very quietly as I tensely started sending messages to folks. So, yeah, all right. I'd be happy to consult on the Baldur's Gate TV show. Also, but who's playing Boo? For those that did not know, Matt Mercer played Boo for me in my live play show, Legends of a Multiverse, as a cameo with a very snooty British accent as Boo. And he did his Go for the Eyes ability that I wrote up, did something like 250 points of damage automatically. So he, as Boo, burrowed his way right through the head of a pirate in Spelljammer. So fun fact, it all comes full circle, everybody. We're out in space. We got Matt Mercer doing cameos, and then murdering pirates, and Baldur's Gate 3. This is the variety show that you're getting today. I hope you're enjoying it, everybody. Okay, well, I got a little distracted. Super excited for the Baldur's Gate story to continue. If Chris is consulting, he is in extremely good hands. And man, call me. I've lived and breathed this storyline as well. But they've got Sven and all of them. They're gonna kill it. Yeah, Mercer mocapping Boo would be pretty funny. Yeah, Boo is fun. Boo is a very fun character. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the show, guys. What am I doing? I apologize. Let's do the thing. We got 137 people. We just had breaking news that there's going to be a Baldur's Gate freaking TV show at HBO. And my friend and yours, mostly just mine, Chris Perkins, is consulting on the show as it was released in an article. That's pretty cool. I had to find out from chat, and I'm totally not annoyed. No, but that's super cool. Bidet, everybody, bidet, and I hope you're all doing really well. Trying to scream a little bit less in these live play shows and be a little less, little too much. Yeah, Baldur's Gate TV show. It's happening. It's happening. I'm 100% keeping Chris Perkins to myself. And that's how this all started. I mean, I refused to let D&D have access to Chris Perkins, and they laid me off. It's shocking. No, none of that is true. It is wild that all three of us were gone in the same time period, though. Thank you, chat. This is why this is what my favorite stream is, because we've got such informed people in our chat constantly. And that article I just saw only dropped like 50 minutes ago. Ooh, I would like to see if they went to Icewind Dale. Do it. Go to 10 towns. It's the best adventure. 10 towns. I'm getting rid of most of my books. I don't think the show's animation. I think it's going to be a straight up show. Yeah, I think this is live. I think we're gonna see I really hope we can see a nice resurgence for D&D coming off of, because we saw a big resurgence because of Critical Role. We have all these D&D shows. The sudden interest in D&D. I mean, we effectively have 2 different D&D animated shows through Critical Role and their worlds that they created using D&D. We've got one of the best movies, Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. We've got one of the best video games of all time, Baldur's Gate. So I think things can improve. I think I know sometimes people feel like it's a scary time for D&D. I think it's a great time. And it's a great time to be a third-party creator as well. So, live action Baldur's Gate, super fun. You can get into the politics, the skullduggery of everything within Baldur's Gate. Lots of references to the video game. Bring my hag back. Bring Auntie Eddie. Wait, Aunt Eddie. Wait. Oh no, I've forgotten the hag's name, and I'm a giant hag stan. I think it's inevitable we get some form of Dragonlance. Hey, we got all the nerds in control of Hollywood right now. This is how things are going. So, wow, we've already killed 1 hour just talking about Baldur's Gate. Check out. So this is the D&D mainstream now, essentially. Ethel, Auntie Ethel. God. You know I've recorded multiple conversations with Auntie Ethel on my computer because I am such... So I literally did this, and this is just stupid, for my character's backstory, which I apparently need to create in Baldur's Gate for my personal enjoyment is, I started out as a paladin on purpose. Then I met Auntie Ethel, and I ate hag flesh, and then I respect as a Feywild warlock to be on theme. And that my origin story was that I got those Fey powers. My backstory was I got those Fey powers directly from eating the hag flesh. So my Archfey patron essentially was Auntie Ethel. So that's what I did. I don't know. I'm a dork, like I said. Welcome. Very close. Love Ethel. By the way, Icewind Dale. Hey, check out that Rime of the Frostman is one of the best adventures in D&D history. And also, Megan and I's child, the gnome Squidling, was introduced in that book by Chris Perkins during an interview because I showed him the arts and the tweets that we were making with a bunch of other D&D artists and telling them like our idea for a gnome Squidling Ceramorph. And Chris Perkins liked it so much he put it in the book. And that all happened live on video. It was great. It was a fun experience. So go check that out. And I'm petitioning for Baldur's Gate to get gnome Squidlings. And if I see them and I don't get a royalty check, I'll be so mad. I won't be. But I will not stop talking about it. Let's get into it. Let's go ahead and do a let's do a recap as we're getting ready. Oh yeah, just being cheeky pedal. God, the pedal stuff. Hey, let's talk. Boom. We're doing it. This is 57 years ago during the Falconers Rebellion. A group of soldiers, everybody, were hanging out discussing the battle they're about to have with House Royce and Davinos, and they're pretty paranoid about a bunch of Feywild stuff. I'm gonna put up some fun stuff here right now. Let's do that. So, and we got some new information from the social channels of Critical Role. I thought I'd put that up as well so people can read that. Let's just go over the recap, though, as we see this cool new art from Critical Role. I like seeing the standards, and I like these lore drops that have been happening. I think they're really fun. So, I'm going over to the prompter. All right, let's go ahead and do this. So I'm not going to be able to see you all for a bit. My prompter stalled. Here we go. So the historical context on the cold open from last episode, that's episode 13, is it's 57 years before. This is the Falconers Rebellion. We're with a group of soldiers. They're discussing their battle that's about to happen with House Royce and Davinos the following day. And there's a lot of paranoia about fairy stuff. Bolaire, Lathalia, is a sentient magical item. Spoiler alert, everybody, if you didn't know that, and is being warned by one of these soldiers. He watches a theatrical performance that pops up near them about the death of the goddess Rheowen, which is the god of trickery, which the masks were created to destroy in the first place. This is an event that Bolaire knows all too well, and we get the sense that Bolaire is very literal, and Bolaire seems very conflicted about the concept of lying. He does not understand how it can be possible to lie, to not tell the truth. Why is this play by these playwrights not telling the truth about how the god of trickery was killed, how they were defeated? And you watch Bolaire and you watch this performance from Taliesin and Jaffe. That is remarkable because you realize Bolaire suddenly understands the power of a lie. And it's quite dark because he tells the body of the soldier that he is on, you're never going to rise to the surface again. And I'm going to kill the other soldiers in their sleep by slitting their throats and burning their bodies. And that he is resolved to be kind moving forward and fight for his fight for what he believes in, but he'll never rise to the surface again. And we also see one of the people from the theater troupe very much dressed as Bolaire will end up dressing themselves. There is a character on the stage that has red glowing hair, red curly hair that Bolaire will eventually wear that wig. The white painted face with the beauty mark, that's all very Bolaire as well. And so it's a fantastic moment. Great Bolaire drop. I think it's arguably the strongest cold open they've ever done. What amount of information about a character through acting between just two people. That's why D&D one-shots can be extremely powerful when it's just two people. You can get right to the grit of things. And it was great. It was one of my favorite cold opens of all time. Part one. So here we're jumping into past the cold open. We arrive at the castle. Clip and blick. I'm not good at this stuff, and I'm even a little Nordic. We've got a person. We've got a person. Are you personing?
I try not to.
Okay. Well, I'm letting you walk by. We got cool news.
Are you streaming?
Yes, I'm streaming right now.
Oh, hello, chat.
They're doing a Baldur's Gate show, and Chris is consulting.
Cool.
Yeah. The news just dropped like 50 minutes ago.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's cool. All right, I'll get back to everybody.
Okay, bye.
I love you. Bye. They arrive at the castle. The Seekers seek safety. Lord Otto Einweisen welcomes Lady Aranessa to the castle, pledging protection. House Tachonis is still pretending to be a servant with his mask of many faces. Lord Otto does recognize Thaisha Lloy as a member of the influential Lloy family. There's a lot of tension. They're given quarters. Vaelus and Thaisha have really cool moments in the bathing chambers. Octus is very concerned that water may pour into his body cavity. Vaelus reveals her mourning reveals her mourning veil. Yeah, that's right. For the dead goddess, her dead goddess. Meanwhile, Julien actually does kind of deal with the grief of his father's death, because we have this great flashback to the last moment that his father was proud of him. This is such a good moment with Julien, because we find out that Julien demands to enter the lists into this melee, and thinks he's going to, his father thinks he's going to get himself killed because of his status, because he's too young, for a billion reasons, and he refuses to not do it. And his father teaches him how to fight dirty And he tells him, if you fight dirty, they're going to boo you, but you're going to be a booed living man. And he got third. The first place was a 19-year-old boy, and his father was wildly happy, pouring wine for everyone, screaming that that is his boy. But some part of Julien was still ashamed that he didn't get first place. Great character moment for Matthew Mercer playing Julien, and it was just really cool. Aranessa realizes the Tachonis family plans are likely failed because they didn't anticipate Octus being alive or the presence of Thaisha or Vaelus in the first place. Otto does inform Thaisha that House Tachonis reported Octus's death at the hands of House Royce, which was a big fat lie, and they decide not to reveal that Octus is among them just yet until they escape. They decide that the castle just flat out isn't safe. There are a lot of concerns. They don't know if they can wholly trust this castle. And it appears that Octus's sisters, who are like 7 feet tall, 150 pounds, arrive also at this house just as Thaisha is leaving. They do leave a proof of Octus's presence at the castle before they take off. And they kind of put a target on Lord Otto's back by doing that. I'm not quite sure if that was completely necessary. They did find out that the passenger pigeon was being stalked in a kind of it follows sort of way by the undead vulture. The undead vulture gets back, and they find out that whatever the passenger pigeon delivered its message much sooner than they thought it would have if it had gone to Dalmakyar. So clearly it delivered its message a little bit closer and got ate by the vulture. Really, really cool. And that's kind of the brief rundown of episode 13. I thought I'd keep it a little bit more brief than I normally do in these instances. So, moving stuff around. If I can. Go move. So I thought it was a banger episode. Great cold open. And certainly I know some people felt like it was one of those slower episodes, episode 13, but man, lore drops. I mean, cold open, strong stuff. They did decide to leave the castle, and when they did so, they went over to a safe place with the druids, and the druids are very concerned with old tree ribs here, an elf that has had severe injuries, and some of his rib cages are pieces of wood. Which is really interesting, and we're going to get, I think, a lot of druid lore drops, as well as a lot of real heavy conversations about undeath and how not cool undeath is to druids. I think things are going to get tense very quickly, and that's the story I'm sticking to. Yeah, pretty wild stuff, actually. And what do you all think? I thought that was. I'm not going to put it to a vote or anything, but I think it was arguably one of the best cold opens D&D's ever had. I know we got a super chat in here somewhere. Mark Stewart, MVP. Could it be that the masks are part of the god? I agree with Mark. I suspect that the masks may be part of the god itself that they killed. They have no access to any memories other than the demise. It's fascinating. Maybe the way to destroy the god of trickery is to have it absorbed into each mask, and the masks to potentially be a facet, right? A facet of the personality of the god of trickery. I think that's a very valid potential plot line for what's going on there. So, yeah, I think that's pretty intriguing. Yeah. What else do we got here? I'm just looking through chat. Talk amongst yourselves. Very, very bright. Happy Thursday, everybody. Thanks so much for joining the show. I really appreciate you. And I love hanging out with critters. We're at 190. We got to get to 300, folks. No, we'll probably get to 300. It seems like we got a good haul today. I hope everyone's... Hey, sound off in chat if you're new. This is a very welcoming community. And everyone is an expert in their field. So don't be afraid to say hello to everybody in chat right now. They're really cool. Love Bolaire. I found it really inspiring for character design. I've played sentient magical items before, so I played a sentient magical sword. I played awakened animals before. I played people's shadows before. And I'm sure if you're familiar with the game Wraith, that was made by Vampire the Masquerade, the same folks over there, but they had a really cool game called Wraith, and I played people's shadows, which was fun. So... yeah, interesting stuff. And we got this really cool, we're starting to get these cool little miniature lore drops on social media. I like seeing the these different houses, symbols, and banners that the artwork is up right now. Yeah, absolutely. If you're new, shout out. Yeah, Wraith was interesting. I thought Wraith was really interesting. A little dark. Yeah, right. Dude, I had Mummy. They made a supplement for playing mummies in the world of darkness. That's how old school I am. So, there are early days when the world was young and everyone had those cool vinyl covers for their Vampire Masquerade drops. Where are all these social media drops? These are coming from Critical Role. Critical Role's official channels have these really cool little lore drops on them right now. So it's pretty fun. I thought it was really cool. Hence, they are in the stream right now. But what do we think is going to happen tonight? I think we're going to see a bunch of undead stuff. I think we're going to see a lot of druid stuff. I think things are going to get a little tense. I think things are going to get a little tense. I got some people. I think we got some new people in chat. Are you my mummy? No. Newbie here. I love the idea of the pre-show. Happy to see it and happy to see that you're doing it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, we did the first pre-show, I think it was October 2nd, episode 1, and it caught on. Todd, the cold open was in the year 57. Sorry, I kept on saying 57 years ago. It was in the year 57. Thank you so much. It was only 14 years ago. Exactly. You were correct. Yep. Sorry. We've been bouncing around the timelines a lot, so things get a little mushy in my brain. I'm a noob. I haven't played any TTRPGs, just things on console. Hey, you're still a fan. I gotta tell you, I thank God for video games because I don't get the chance to play D&D all the time, but you got things like Fallout. You got things like Knights of the Old Republic. You've got Baldur's Gate. There's a lot of different ways to be a fan of role-playing games. Oh, thank you so much. Matt Boozley sent 10 Todd Kenner gift memberships. That's huge. Thank you so much for sending those out, especially hopefully we get some new people grabbing those subs as well. How many people we got in chat right now? We got almost 200. That's amazing. Yeah, this is where we talk about Critical Role, all things D&D. Found out just now that there's a Baldur's Gate game. Baldur's Gate show in production at HBO. Pretty exciting stuff. Mark Stewart says, fight to get away from the druids for the Seekers. Yeah, maybe. Maybe a cold open involving the soldiers. Possibly. I feel like we might still need things with the schemers. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. It's anyone's bet when the cold open. Somehow I don't kill Octus. The plot needs him. There is a thing that it's kind of interesting that you kind of you have a certain amount of pressure when you're dealing with a character like Octus because it's a little there's a main character thing happening there, and not that he's the main character, but he is inexorably tied to something profound that is happening in the world, and Octus is at the center of it. So yes, it does feel like Octus has a little plot armor, or maybe it's all set up and they kill Octus regardless of him being reborn. That would be pretty amazing. They just like kill Octus a second time and it's permanent. Pretty nuts. We still need an Unstone Taylor's brother, Sid. I wonder if that's going to be our first guest appearance. I don't know. Was Taliesin messing with one of the masks? I suspect yes. It appears he had a broken one in the wooden box. Yep, I do remember that. He knew Bolaire was a mask. So my question is, was Taliesin entangled in another mask? Totally possible. I love these cold opens. It helps set up character that might need a little bit more story to get them going. I agree. I love the cold opens as well. And a nice game workshop method. Absolutely. Good day. Hey, everybody. Instead of plot armor, it may be plot target sign on chest. Yeah, it might be the opposite of plot armor. I agree. A Kattigan flashback would be wild right now because we don't know much about Kattigan. So I agree. Hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out in chat. I'm going to change up the art. I'm going to put some people on chat right now. We've got our lovely friend Shovel here. You may know him from Baldur's Gate. But yeah, curious what the cold open will be. Appreciate everybody in chat. And thank you so much for the super chats as well. I need to check my messages, actually. Because I sent messages out. Cool. All right. I am up to date. I hope you are too. Wow. $10 super chat. Thank you, Sean Bronzel. Wow, I usually keep quiet, but I'm glad I mentioned my speculation a couple of weeks ago about the masks absorbing the god of trickery. Nice to see you adopting and mentioning it the last few times. Yeah, I really do think it's extremely likely. And again, you know, if you're bringing up the god of trickery, it only makes sense. That is why we have this chat. Chat is far smarter than I am. As a combined unit. So it's really exciting. Ooh, I know. I mean, the druids are already super tense right now. They're super tense, everybody. It's a bit of a concern. I mean, there is this undead thing which hasn't really existed in the form that exists right now. And my camera shot's a little off. I don't know how to get out of this with the druids, man. I love it. I love a little bit of druid drama around undeath. But I mean, because I mean, when you look at something that is undead, they're outside of what they perceive to be the natural cycle of life and death. And Octus is not part of that cycle. I mean, this was proven to the point where Octus can only be healed up to the point of his murder. And then they had to use mending to sew him up. And that was Thaisha that sewed him up in the first place. So it's going to be a lot of, you know, Aabria as Thaisha is going to have to really talk to the druids and make everything okay. Am I watching Private Nightmares? I have not. Was Private Nightmares? Should I be checking the show out? I know. He's really teasing out that Kattigan backstory, everybody. Todd Kenrick, can you theorize what class you think Thyazi is? Maybe a bard like Hal. Didn't Thyazi demonstrate Echo Knight-like abilities during a flashback during combat? Am I wrong? Didn't Thyazi create several images of himself, all of which were in combat? I think it wasn't mirror image. I thought it was something else. Am I wrong? This is like back to episode 1 stuff. Let me know if you remember. Thaisha. It's not. I'm never offended. What's funny is I'm watching this show with you every week, and I still get names wrong because there's something wrong with my brain. I'm just letting you know. It wasn't there a flashback? IKEA Castle's time. $2 super chat. Thank you, Mark Stewart. So I feel like he did have he had a lot of stuff having to do with Kattigan's backstory, but the part where he throws the doll into the mud was a moment where he's now justified that in his head canonically as to why he threw this doll. And so now he has a different backstory. I believe. I could be wrong. New to the stream. Hey, Holly Max 7795. New to the stream. Just started watching last week and been checking in on past content. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for showing up. Loving the cold opens. Her name, my brain is broken. Yes. Tachonis banner is pretty cool. I do have to admit. It's pretty metal. And they also mentioned the Tachonis family. Their whole theme in saying was essentially that they were the people that shepherd those to undeath. And now they call themselves the Masters of Death. And you see this darkness in in the Tachonis family. I don't know if Octus is ever going to be a real boy. Yeah. I really don't. So yeah, I thought we had to flashback to Thaisha in the overture, where Julien was in combat and there were echoes. I swear now I have to watch the very first episode of the pre-show to remember exactly how this went down. Yes, there was okay, I'm not crazy. There was definitely a flashback with Thaisha duplicates. He tossed staves to each of them, not illusions. Interesting. We need a Todd Kenrick cold open. That would be so confusing for people who have no idea who I am. But I would accept. I would throw up in the corner right before I did the cold open. This is the Kenrick cold open. What? Ooh, I will check this out. This sounds fun. Luis Carazo is great. I worked with him on the Lego D&D game. It was the cold open for episode 2. All right, I'll have to rewatch that to get a full sense of that. Maybe it was an Echo Knight ability, or maybe it's something else. Dude, if they have a fight with the druids, that's going to get literally wild. Not to make a dad pun. We're at 5:22. We're about an hour and 40 minutes till the show. Thank you for hanging out and talking about the show with me. I really appreciate it. It's a nice little warm-up. I won't lie. It was a rough day. We got some sad news. But hopefully everything's going to be okay. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. You help keep my mind off of it, or at least give me a little bit of a break, I guess. It's hard to define. Life stuff, as always. Yeah, some type of simulacrum. Thank you for showing up. Yeah, I appreciate everybody in chat. By the way, don't forget to, if you're new in chat, sound off, let people know. Everyone here is super cool, super chill, and super, super kind. So I think Tree Ribs is, every once in a while something happens where you're like, I am jealous that I did not think of that. And old Tree Ribs is one of those things that I'm totally pissed I didn't think of. An elf with tree ribs. Love it. Love, 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 love. What are the odds of Bolaire getting a body like a Warforged simulacrum? I don't know. I really like the weird, creepy fun of him possessing. I think we're going to see him possess multiple people over the course of the next 3 years. Maybe he even possesses a villain. So, thank you, Annual. Yeah, I try not to trauma dump on the streams too much, but I also think it's important to be honest. That's why my energy level's a little muted today. It's been a day, but I'm hanging out and I'm gonna watch some Critical Role later. So hey, things are gonna be cool. More tree ribs. I love that we're just calling them tree ribs. Do we even have a name yet? It's this ye old tree ribs. Do 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 do. This is my standby music. Do 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 do. Ba 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 da ba ba da ba 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 ba. Just checking on some things. Appreciate you. 239 people. We're going to get to 300 today, I think. Yeah. We're going to get to 300 for sure. Just checking chat. Sorry, 1 second. Weird. Okay, I'm back. Apologize for the slight delay there. I got a weird message. I think we got a super chat. Let's jump in. I don't understand why people aren't just nice to other people sometimes. That really bums me out. $10 super chat from Mark Stewart. If I recall, Julian's shadow was described when he entered House Wake. Yes, I remember that very clearly. If not curse, should be perhaps something related to the Echo Knight of it all. Or it could be a trait for the Thief multiclass. I agree. So I think this either may be foreshadowing of when he turns level 4, level 3 fighter, level 1 rogue, that Julien will become an Echo Knight. Or the Echo Thiazi Fang is following and the source of magic that was the shadow that was following that was following Julien, was kind of described as a curse. So I'm very curious if that's how this goes. Haley4560, thank you so much for the super chat. Hi Todd, you should check it out. Luna from Lobothan. They also do Critical Role recaps and are great. Actually, I've seen their stuff. They are great. They're fantastic. Actually, let me go ahead. I don't consider anybody to be in competition with each other. Lubo, Finn, I have seen. They seem like such a nice person. Yeah, they've been doing this for a minute, right? So, always pay it forward, folks. This person, so obviously I'm doing recaps of Critical Role. I'm doing impressions. I've been doing this pre-show since the beginning and all that stuff, but there are other content creators who are making great content around Critical Role. Is this ill-advised to advertise other people? I don't think so. I think this person is super cool. This is Lubofin's YouTube channel. I think they've done a fantastic job. They seem like a super nice person. I haven't been able to watch all of their videos, but I think they do a really good job. Be sure to check them out. I obviously do recaps myself. I do breakdowns based off things that happen in Critical Role. But I shout out when someone's good, okay? If someone's doing a really good job and works really hard and is super kind, this is one of those people. That's my impression. It would be great to even have them on the pre-show, actually. So, yeah, I think that's really one of the cool critters who's creating Critical Role content out there. And they've been doing it for a minute, right? Like, this is me scrolling mad time. Yeah. They're an OG. Like, look at how 3 years. 3 years back so far. Yeah, they've been doing their channel for 4 freaking years. Yeah. So, this is a person who loves covering Critical Role, and I think they're doing a fantastic job. So go check them out. Lubofin, is that how you say it? Hopefully I'm getting that right. Good. Yeah, I gravitate toward the people who are a little bit more positive, for sure. Just as human beings. Yeah, I don't mind criticism of anything. Actually, that's not what I'm getting at. Sometimes people will get weird. I have a theory. Oh, I'm going to have to read this. You know what? I'd love to interview them. I will have to reach out. So, hey, I spend all day telling you to like and subscribe to me. That somehow makes me feel guilty. Be sure to really, I think, a really cool creator in this space. So, yeah. Thank you. I've had this mug for a minute. You also believe it's a she. Oh, okay. Yep. Boff. Okay. Yeah, I'll reach out to them. Yeah, we did. We did find out. Live on the stream, we found out about the Baldur's Gate TV show for HBO. Super excited, and Chris Perkins is consulting on it. You found out about this channel through that channel? Was like my video recommended after theirs. That's hilarious. Yeah, dude, shout each other out. Give each other props. Be kind. I mean, we have one life. The D&D community and the creator community is overwhelmingly positive to each other and kind. And if they are not, run. Okay, I'll ask about William. I'm concerned now. We clearly have some big fans of theirs in chat right now. That's pretty cool. Luboffin. Yeah. Baldur's Gate TV show going to be on HBO. Chris Perkins is consulting Mark Stewart being overly generous. I appreciate you. I'm thinking of the shadow. A question if helping the Tachonis capture Thiazi, this shadow is possibly something that is keeping track of Julien. Ooh, Julien could possibly be unwillingly imperiling the Seekers by being tracked. That's pretty cool. I do feel like it's tied to Thiazi's ghost in some way. Haley, I gotta tell you, I'm probably gonna forget immediately though, and that is not a shame on you. That is a shame on me. Yes, critters unite, dudes. I love the critter community, but also like if the critter creator community got together and just hung out, that would be pretty dope at a con. I don't know if that's happened before. I'm sure it has. But yeah. Yeah, dude, shout out each other, like gas each other up, man. I was just hanging out with GD and the Dungeon Dudes and Anjali, like, and a bunch of other people, and Deborah and Wall, and we were just gassing each other up, and we're just like, how do you do what you do, and how do you do what you do, and it just goes on and on and on. I've had very kind things said. Another big shout out. You gotta talk about D4 Deep Dive. If you want to see some awesome character builds, D4 Deep Dive. Nicest dude, Colby, is so cool. Yeah, I'll definitely have to reach out, and I'm sure we have a mutual somewhere. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Sorry, I'm just reading chat. I think I got all the super chats. Thank you for the super chats, everybody. That's huge. That's how we do it. We keep hosting the stream. Start another goal. We'll do it. We keep streaming. Thank you so much for the super chats. As always, we create a goal just for funsies, but totally fine if we don't meet that goal. I think Thiazi is in the underworld currently, and maybe see Julien via the shadow. Yeah, I think that's possible too. Why? This still bothers me that the member of the Tachonis family who had the skull tattoo was very concerned that Thiazi had seen a falcon before he died. We still don't know what that's about, and we still don't know why multiple points of failure occurred that resulted in Thiazi not being able to teleport away from his shackles from being hung, including the stone. I did turn on ads. Thank you, Kelly Kenny. I do appreciate you. I'm going to let you know right now, the ads on these streams, I think it's like $15. So this is why on occasion I've talked about possibly not doing ads on this stream anymore, because, dude, I mean, $15 is $15. That's a lot of tofu, right? That's 3 meals of tofu. So I'm not knocking $15. No one should knock $15, but like YouTube ad revenue on a 3-hour stream is like, duh. I'm glad. Thank you, Dispel Logic. I appreciate it. And what's the deal with the paint Thiazi left as well? I agree. Dude, there's so much mystery box stuff in this show. I love it. This is why I love Fallout so much, because I love the mystery box stuff. Sorry. Yeah, no one seems to really care about the ads in the first place, so it's not like a bone of contention within the what are we calling ourselves at this point? We're on episode 14. Do we have a name? I am looking at doing merch, by the way. So yeah, we're oh, I have really exciting news. I can't tell you what. I do have work. I have I have a steady thing of income. I'm going to always be doing this. I'm always covering D&D, covering Daggerheart. This YouTube channel is not going anywhere. We'll always keep on doing these streams. But financially, things are temporarily looking up. So, super excited. I gotta tell you, don't deal well with downtime. I was working so hard, and I realized at some point this year I need to take a vacation. Because I've been tense for 6 months straight. That's what's happened. Didn't realize how bad I was taking it. I was just working every single day on the channel, and I want to make the videos here better. I feel like whether they're thumbnails or the content, I want to do stuff that's a little bit more insightful rather than as reactionary as I've been, and a little bit more personality focused. There is this kind of issue where people are just chasing breaking news. I don't love it. Breaking news does get you viewership, but not when it's at the expense of like taking content from Critical Role itself. Sometimes I see that. Now, journalistically, there's no issue with that at all. Like, if you are doing something that's talking about an episode of Critical Role and you use a couple of sound bites, that's totally legit. That's normal. That's what journalists do, and that is what fair use is primarily designed for. If you are taking clips from a show and you are providing no journalistic commentary within that said clip, then that's just really theft. But that happens all over TikTok and YouTube Shorts. Hup Trucks, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Which group would you play with if you could? I get this so often. Schemer. I think Schemers. I think Schemers are pretty fun. I'm a big fan of Shadow and Bone. I don't care about the plot line having to do with any of the magic. I care about the crows. It's the only thing I care about, and I'm sad that Shadow and Bone got canceled. I would have been totally happy if they just followed the crows. Goal, thanks for the interviews throughout the new D&D releases. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. $4.99 super chat from Hub Trucks. Thank you. Someone in chat said, hey, I thought you were going to put yourself in your thumbnails. I had kind of a rough day. I didn't put myself in the thumbnail because I didn't want to stress out about it. And I was a little off. And then like during the stream, if you're wondering what I was doing when I was out of focus at the beginning of the stream, I was updating my thumbnail. Yeah. I don't know. You just want to work as hard as you can. I know it sounds silly, but it's not my strongest work. It doesn't look too bad. It looks like I'm kind of there. Got a little bit of splashy light. I don't know. I felt like I did a decent job. I hope all you do too. I think we got some other chats here. Let me go ahead and address something. Oh. And again, thank you so much, Hub Trucks, for the super chat. Shadow and Bone was fantastic. I agree. The crows are the best part. The casting on Shadow and Bone. God dang. So good. Yeah, I mean, season 2 got a little weird. But, God, the tension also in the crows. So good. So good. Yeah, I don't know who has the halfling coffin. We got to have some plots to explain. I'm telling you, awakened ravens. Can an awakened raven be rich enough to buy a magic school? That'd be pretty amazing. So I actually did a really silly show. I did it with Codename Entertainment, and it was called oh no, what was it called? It was Familiars. a familiar quest. I think it was called a familiar quest. My wife was in it, a bunch of other friends, and the concept was a bunch of familiars have their connection to their masters severed and are wandering around Ravenloft. So everyone is a familiar. It was so fun. It was so stupid. But I like the secret lives of familiars, I think is a very fascinating concept. I have an even better character I'm not going to spill the beans on. I have brought it up in chats before, and it's a pretty wild character concept. What it amounts to is a druid who is not good at wild shaping. How about that? I will leave it at that. That the person's personality is unavoidably shown off in their wild shapes. So maybe think about there's a weird through line. I don't know if you remember this, but What We Do in the Shadows, the film, the movie, when that guy shape changes, his face stays the same. So even when he turns into a cat, it's his face. It's so stupid. Old tree ribs. Tree ribs. Yep. I like a bad druid. I'm very curious about the coffin. Oh, we got another super chat. Mark Stewart, thank you so much. $5. Possible cold opening would be Bolaire and Murray. We already got a big drop from Bolaire. I wouldn't say no to more Bolaire. I am fascinated with Bolaire's private story. Oh, we'll catch up on the TV show. Yeah, the show's wrapped too. I love. I was so nervous about What We Do in the Shadows, the TV series. I'm like, how can this possibly be good? But it kept on looking good. First episode knocked it out of the park. Azune might be really nice, yeah. I can see Azune. I think I'm at least saying that name right. Right? Wrong? Who can say? Who knows? Just checking on chat here. Everyone being cool. We got 232 people. We can get up to 300, right? I feel like that is very possible. What do you think? Who do you think should guest star as Sid? Yeah, this is a hard question. This is the stuff I struggle with. And you know what it makes me think of is who do I think? My hair is so big right now. I feel like Scott Pilgrim. I need to get a hair appointment. These are the things you dread when you don't have any money of any kind. You're like, how long can I go without seeing a barber? Who would feel like a little brother to Travis Willingham? That's the thing I'm struggling with. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm struggling. Who would Sid be? I don't know. What do you think, chat? I don't actually know. I feel like I'm missing a few comments. Lou Wilson is Sid. Interesting. Carrie Payne. That'd be pretty fucking cool. Sid? Oh, man. Christian Navarro. Lots of Lou Wilson votes. When are we going to start guesting the Baldur's Gate cast? Todd as Sid. I am taller than Travis. I hope that's not a spoiler that I'm under NDA on, but I am taller than Travis Willingham. I'm 6'5". We brought this up. The Ken Wreckers. Did someone say Ken Wreckers as the name? That's nuts. It's... I don't know what I actually like. The Ken Reckon crew. Ken Wreckers. I'm seeing chat delayed because I think my stream is delayed a little bit. Let me pop it up. Gotta refresh it. 242 people watching. Thank you, everyone who's in chat right now. If you're brand new, shout yourself out. We got a lot of lovely, really informed Critical Role critters who know tons about the show and everything you could possibly want to know. Everyone here is super inviting and kind. So be sure to have yourself known. Even shout out like where you're from. What country are you from? What town are you from? We've got people, Neil Newbon, Ben Starr. Ben Starr was we have such a great interview with Ben Starr and Jennifer English on the channel. It is hilarious. I highly recommend it. I know we already love Sid, and Sid has had no time. We're in love with Sid. We're in love with anything that Troy Baker would be cool. I feel like it needed to be a mic drop, though. Troy Baker would be a mic drop. Spell logic. I am that tall to spell. I am 6'5". I am low-key stalking Dispel Logic right now. Sorry. Oh, I love it. Oh, this is so fun. I love anime D&D, and anime D&D is the way to go. Ah, this is really fun to spell. Good job. This is just a stream about me watching clips. Do you full anime? Whoa. Are you hand drawing all this? Good Lord. I'm just like watching people in chat now. Hey, everybody. Hopefully I didn't misspell anything. That I love anime D&D, and it's so fun. I like to shout out other Critical Role creators. Hey, VBN, BNBX, MNX, $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Hey, Todd, curious if you've ever tried the Borg game Mork Borg. I haven't. Cyborg, etc. One of the players in my group loves them, if not what other TTRPG other than D&D. So you think people should try out. I think Daggerheart. I think everyone's sleeping on Daggerheart. Daggerheart is fantastic. I was a big fan of Cyberpunk back in the day. But mostly I'm focused on learning Daggerheart. And kind of being an expert in Daggerheart, if possible. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I think there's a lot about Daggerheart I love. Really fun subclasses. There's a momentum there. There's an excitement. So I'm loving Daggerheart. And, you know, Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford are obviously part of it now. And you've got Rowan and Spencer. There's so many talented people behind Darrington Press right now. They're the ones to watch. This is how I feel. Pugilist class is interesting. I mean, that's something that came from a third-party creator. I think it's always cool to see third-party content on D&D Beyond. I'm very excited for Hope and Fear. Hope and Fear looks very good. Just saying. Just gotta go to the big channel real quick, or we'll go to it. We'll go to that. Hub Trucks. Todd Kenrick would love content of you learning or playing through the character creation of Daggerheart. I agree. I've made multiple characters, and I do think that would be fun and informative. I think we need more content where Daggerheart characters are being made. I agree. I think that'd be really fun. And I am going to get to it. Right now, I'm just trying to work on work-life balance. That's something I'm working on. I worked a full 8 today, and now I'm doing this for 3, and then I'm watching Critical Role, this is not... I mean, it's work, but it's not work. Hanging out with people is not work. This is me hanging out with friends every Thursday. It is not the same. It is my butt in a computer seat for longer than I love. Maybe we'll start doing... maybe I'll start Take It On the Road, where I'm just walking around the streets talking about Critical Role. That'd be pretty weird. But yeah, check out Dispel Magic's content. I love anything animated. I think that's super fun. Be kind to other creators. It's not that hard. Get a standing desk. Yeah, I know. Man. Oh, show us your crow mob. I have footage of crows. All right, we will do. All right, I'll do it. I don't have the footage right now, but I will get you crow footage. I really like Daggerheart. And I'm working on my own campaign frame for Daggerheart as well. It's a little wild, but it's something I've been running for my wife for years. I do have a murder of crows. Yep, I do. They are kind to me, and I am kind to them in a lot of different ways. They leave the house alone. And they kind of defend the house. It's really weird. Does CL have a game bar? Yeah, it has a Mox. We have Mox Boarding House. We've got 2 of them. And we've got multiple comic book shops. Yes, I'm very glad to have a full-time gig. Gen Con this year, any chance? I am going to go to Gen Con. I need to actually do that. I need to get set up. I need to get a hotel, all that stuff. Discord... or I'm going to hire someone else to help me with it. Discord's happening this week. I got to do it. I'm behind. I feel terrible about it, but yeah. We'll get the Discord set up. Whose name Dispel Magic transfers to Little Crow? Where should I host? Marty Step 472. A crow campaign would be fun. I mean, crows are exceptionally intelligent. What's going on?
Me?
Yeah. The dog is getting a nap. I love you. Brennan means little raven. That's freaking awesome. I love it. Next time I see Brennan, I'm going to call him Little Raven. That's going to be so cute. Little Raven Lee Mulligan. That's amazing. This is the big information Dispel Logic is dropping right now. Yeah, Brennan is 100% Irish and Gaelic. Todd is Irish as well. It's Scottish for fox. Yeah, I know Boston's got to be a little put out. Right? They got to be a little angry. Are they going to knock on the doors of the druids? I wouldn't mess with druids that can turn into bears. He's this little bird guy. I agree. Oh, are we on shorts as well right now? I didn't double check. Is anyone in chat from shorts? Who can say? Oh yeah, it looks like shorts is working. I didn't get any of alert, but how many people are watching? This is so weird. We got 50 people watching on YouTube Shorts. Okay. Mulligan is Irish? Yeah, I know. That boy, yeah, Brennan's got the most Irish Irish name. Ah, okay. Interesting. 245 people in chat. It's amazing. I am so thankful for everyone here. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chats. I appreciate those as well, and the subs and everything else. Thank you for showing up. We are at 6:02. Wow, we're already an hour out. That's pretty cool. I'm excited for the show today. Spell Logic and okay, Todd, I might have to find a way to sneak a little fox in the animations one day. That's very kind. That's pretty funny. I've never, it's so weird. This is a very complicated issue bringing up right now. So Todd, I did find out that Todd is Scottish for fox, and Old English. And then people in middle school started calling me Fox and became my name. Actually, I think as far back as like 5th or 6th grade. Then a show came out called The X-Files. And being already a creepy gothy kid named Fox got you made fun of a lot because of The X-Files, because of Fox Mulder. Then Fox News came out, and I didn't love that association. So no one calls me Fox. Yeah. I still have friends to this day who call me Fox and don't ever think to call me Todd. But they're very far and few between to this day. Now, yeah. But yeah, my name used to be Fox. Sort of. In a weird nickname way. But now I'm very acclimated to Todd. If someone yelled Fox, I think I would have kind of a Pavlovian instinct to react. I am thinking the camera shot is looking pretty dope right now, actually. I think it looks pretty clean. I don't know. Is it the best webcam shot ever made? It might be. Spooky Molder. Yep, I was called Spooky a lot. We are at 6:05, everybody. There's going to be some druid shit going down. Just checking chat again. I appreciate all you showing up. 238 viewers and counting, still going up. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, we got less than an hour to go. What are we thinking is going to happen? Jerks call me yummy. Okay. Fox Raven is pretty cool. Owlbears are terrifying. Charles, 2450, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Before the last episode, had they ever mentioned the other gods? We're going to turn over a portion of their followers to the orc god? I don't remember them mentioning that before, but I might have missed it. I don't remember that. Chat, can you answer? Yeah, I think I've thought about Raven Owlbear a lot. Crow Owlbear would be cool. Yeah, I don't remember that. Is that in... Is that in the lore drop that I just missed? I'm looking right now. Where is that information? Oh, that was in the cooldown? That's a wild lore drop for a cooldown. Thank you so much, Charles, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Oh, she mentioned it to Vaelus. Okay, interesting. In the bath. If that is true, that is absolutely wild. And what a mic drop. If other gods were sacrificing followers to another god? Just checking on a couple of things. Crowbear would be amazing. I see you in chat. Talk about the crow bear. I think chat is in love with Crowbear. Yeah, Vaelus mentioned this. Okay. That's insane. All right, I'm back. Just looking through chat. I appreciate you for hanging out. 251 followers, 251 people watching. Thank you so much for being in chat. People are still obsessed with the Corvid bear. I see that. I understand that. I would be too, if I was me. How about a miniature giant space hamster Tarrasque combo? I hate it. No. I'm saying no. Thank you, though, Daniel. Einvossen has to be pissed off. They're yellow to red. There is no orange. How are they not pissed? So, the Seekers, and they mentioned this in the cooldown, the Seekers are constantly running. That's just who the Seekers are. The Seekers are seeking refuge. They've now pissed off the Einvossen, a bunch of people related to giants who are not very far away, and now they're amongst druids who hate undead, who are also pissed at them for being at their location as well. They cannot catch a break. I think the Seekers are in a lot of trouble. I don't know if combat is going to pop off. Could the Einvossen attack the druids? I don't think they would do that. But clearly the Tachonis family is nearby and knows that Octus is probably nearby as well. So it does feel like this episode could pop off. Is this going to be a 3 to 4 hour episode? I don't know. I think we're going to get a... I'm very excited to see what the cold open is going to be. I'm very concerned about the contents of the episode. Lots of druid stuff, lots of lore drops, but a lot of tense talking about stuff. Potentially. Or the druids might suddenly be weirdly chill. I don't know. A lot could happen right now. I appreciate everyone who's in Super Chat right now and chat. Welcome to the pre-show. We do this every Thursday. And we've been doing it since day one. And thank you, everyone, for being so kind. Oh, wow. We got another Super Chat. Mark Stewart, you're out of control. We may have found why the Shapers' War may have started that one of the Shapers was getting greedy for power by getting more followers, and the people didn't want to be treated that way, wanting freedom. Yeah, it did seem to live very squarely with the orc god of, I believe, war, and that had a cascading effect of everyone going against the gods at that point. Yeah, I know. This is something that got mentioned because the Einvossen feel very... there's just something Norway feeling about anyone that has like giant blood in them. You kind of assume kind of this honor code, especially when we talk about yellow and red, but no orange in between. Very literal. But the fact that one of the members of that family and that house had something to do with losing Azune losing his troops is concerning. So they may be in cahoots on some level. That'd be cool to see a black and gray fox. I've never seen that. I don't know what's up with the tall, pale twins. It's interesting that House Tachonis has so many siblings he can't keep track of them. And honestly, House is weirdly apologetic about his family. That worries me a little bit long term. Hey, Kivo W. Stone, who would you want to DM a Shapers War miniseries? Alex Ward would be a haunting choice. Oh. Matt. Maybe Matt. I feel like Matt is in a great position to recharge his batteries and come out swinging right now as a dungeon master. And for him to handle the Shapers War would be really cool. And nice a bit of riffing back and forth. I know the Iron Boston claimed giant ancestry. I wonder if they're also lycanthropes. I don't think so. Yeah. Matt could give the world of Ahriman the calamity treatment. 100%. Yeah, Octus has suffered a great deal of abuse from his family, and the fact that he's still semi-apologetic about the family is bizarre. It's so funny to see Wikander and Octus in weirdly similar roles of oh man, my family's crazy. My family is dangerous. And Wikander is still trying to find some type of footing with the Candescent creed of it all. Because he's still kind of a true believer, even though he knows it's a lie. And what I like is we're not getting this kind of black and white change from House Tachonis or Wikander, Halavar, against their families. They know that their families are a threat, 100%. But we're not seeing that kind of black and white turn from them that maybe we would have expected. Wow, we are growing. We are at 259 viewers. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. We appreciate you. Ahriman Unlimited would be pretty cool. I agree. Yeah, both young guys very sheltered by their families internally. Clearly not aware of the politics or the things being done by their families. There's it'd be interesting to see those two characters together for some time. Yep, yeah, I know. Oh, trust me. In all different ways. My default setting, if someone says something mean about me or has a problem with me, I assume it's my fault. I think a lot of theoretically, I've seen a lot of good people who their go-to reaction to stuff like that is, it must be my fault in some way, and that's so awful. So 100%, it makes sense that those two characters would have that problem. Ideal merch would be a tater tot wearing a black Oakley sunglasses, partially behind a GM screen. I don't have black Oakley. I mean, these are Oakleys. Actually, I think you're right. You're right. Why do I not know what my glasses are? Sorry. That's so funny that chat knows what my glasses are and I don't. Yeah, Thiazi had a lot of dealings with a lot of people. And that is kind of the theory that's going around is that somebody killed Thiazi because Thiazi knew too much. That's a fun thought experiment. Which character pairing would you have? I would love to see Wick and Octus together. They have so much in common. People have a keen eye for my eyewear. I've noticed. $6.19. We're 40 minutes out, everybody. Checking chat right now. Okay. Sorry for the cough. I apologize. We got 264 people. I think we could get to 300. We've got 40 minutes to get to 300. Let your friends and family know we're doing a stream. Thiazi recommended Octus to go study. He was one of the convinced the Tachonis family, meaning he was around them often enough. Yikes. Man, Thiazi has his fingers in a lot of pies. I'm still really suspicious of Thiazi in general, to be completely honest. So we have 267 people here. We have 50 on the YouTube shorts, I believe. So that's 300-ish. Doing pretty good. And we're growing. More and more people. How are people liking the thumbnail? I was feeling bad about using Critical Role's thumbnails. I'm going to get more photography of the Critical Role cast myself and hopefully mix it up a little bit more with the thumbnails and the images. Checking chat. I think Thiazi pulled an iRobot paycheck 2000. Yeah, though he seemed confused about the Falcon. Oh, Tachonis shirt would be cool. Thiazi may be a good guy gone bad. I don't know. I feel like, man, such build-up for Thiazi, he could entirely end up being a villain in some way. I wonder if Thiazi didn't like Bolaire because he killed that crew that owned him? Maybe. I do 100% think we're going to see other masks make an appearance. So, Marty Step 4772, I agree 100%. I could see a party of this group go into the underworld and meet Thiazi after they died. I could see a TPK result into some interesting shenanigans. I'm just saying. I've started out entire campaigns and adventures where the characters died, and then the adventure begins. Got 265 people. We're doing good. I feel like Thimble should know more. Yeah, but apparently Thiazi kept his secrets from her, which makes him pretty sus. Why was Thiazi so careful not to keep Thimble in the loop? I don't know if Thiazi is Han Solo. Thiazi seems, I don't know. He does seem a little not as aware as Hal, that the whole beginning of the rebellion and everything. Yeah, good point. If we're going to go pretty hard on Druid stuff today, are we going to get a lot of hints about maybe the Falcon that Thiazi saw? It's a very good point. We might get that. Thiazi may be more Lando. Because Lando's smart enough, he should know better. Yeah. Oh man, the hounds, the fairies, and the druids all banding together in one big army would be pretty amazing. I think we are setting up a lot of different little factions that could come to the aid of the heroes in a clutch moment. We're at 270 people. Thank you so much for showing up, by the way. Everyone who's new here, we are hanging out, talk about Critical Role. We are 30 minutes away from the show. Yeah, Lando is an interesting comparison. Yeah, I agree. We're shouting out other critter creators right now, also in chat. Don't be afraid to shout those people out. People are doing really cool art, doing other cool YouTube videos and stuff like that. And it's always appreciated. But why, if one of them was, and I agree, it makes sense for one of the Falcons to be a druid. Why was the Aussie concerned? And why was the skeleton lady concerned? 274. We are popping off right now. What's going on? Is it the recency of the stream? We're getting close. I appreciate everyone in chat. The liar's blade. Yeah, that's a good point. The Aussie's blade is the liar's blade. I think the camera is getting some sunlight or something right now. What? Honda's the goat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Are people talking about my lighting setup right now? Oh, the neon light bar on your right? Yeah. Well, I got two. I got this one. My little lightsaber. And then I got this one. I like messing with photography. Thank you. I put a lot of work into it. I am calling him Shovel from now on. Yes, Shovel's hanging out, keeping me company. We're almost at two. We're around 270 people. We're 30 away. 277. We're almost up to 300. That's huge. Thank you everyone for showing up. We're just hanging out. We're not winding down. We're winding up to the episode. I can't wait for what is the name of old tree ribs here? I can't wait because we're never going to call him anything other than tree ribs, right? It's tree ribs for life. 280. Are we at 280 already? Ooh, Azune in combat would be dope. I could use some Azune combat. Hello, everyone. Don't forget to shout out yourself in chat. We are building up momentum 30 minutes away from the main event. They do seem like they got brighter all of a sudden, don't they? That is weird. I don't know why. Old Woody McElf. Do you think the druid is a barbarian or a mix? I think he's full druid. Ooh, a cold open with just the Aussie would be wild. How would you even do that? I mean, what if... I don't know. Fighter druid. Yeah, he's pretty scarred up for a druid. It's weird that he hasn't healed. We got 283 people. We're getting to the 300 range. How's everyone doing tonight? We've got the most people in chat all day. I appreciate all of you for showing up. Thank you for hanging out. We've got some really cool people in chat tonight, as per usual. And we've got some content creators as well. I love the cold opens. That last cold open was insane. I could have watched Brennan, and how avant-garde. Because I run one-on-ones with my wife. Can you imagine if Brennan just kept on running that game with Bolaire all for like 3 hours or 2 hours? I would have watched it. I would have sat there and watched it. Even if it was a one shot, even if it was like 1 hour, I will watch the Bolaire Brennan 1-on-1 game. That would have been crazy. Yeah, let's get to 300, chat. We can do it. We're at 284. It's an artificial metric of success. Who doesn't like that? I don't. 285 is insane. 285 people is a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot for Twitch, actually. Sorry, checking up on chat again. Thank you all for the new people in chat. Jeez, 286 people. That's wild. I don't know why I just went into a walk-in impression. Wild. Yeah, we might get more schemers. I don't know. Brennan's so good. So I'm really excited. Todd got a shotgun at Brewski, hit the 300. No, I'm not going to shotgun Brewski. I don't drink beer. $291. Yeah, I don't know why I'm yelling this randomly. It's just kind of crazy. Anytime you get to that many people, that's like 10 classrooms of people who are waiting to watch Critical Role. I'm always very appreciative of everyone who's in chat right now. I think obviously lots of Druid lore drops, lots of tension with House Tachonis, and potentially Giants being really upset with the Druids, and maybe some kind of Druid Giant smackdown of some kind. Hey, everybody in chat, why don't you let everybody know where you're coming from? We got people from all over the world in chat, in the coolest Critical Role fan stream that isn't being done by everybody else. I don't know. Saf911, $5 super chat. Any thoughts on added post Player's Handbook 24 source material that could make it into the Armand campaign? I could see stuff from the Artificer subclass show up potentially. I don't think anything from Forgotten Realms. I think there's some UA they could take advantage of. Cold opening, Thaisha and Hal. Thaisha and Hal. Todd, get it right. Cold opening. 3 DMs vibing. Oh, that would be pretty cool. That's a good point, actually. All DMs. Oops, all DMs. Mark Storrow. $2 super chat. People are getting excited. We're close. British Columbia. Man, we got people from all over the world. It is wild. Getting ready for the big event. We're all going to freak out if someone dies, right? Spellfire Sorcerer would be pretty cool in this. I agree. I think I'm really curious to see more and more homebrew coming from Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford, though I don't know that anything they do is considered to be homebrew. They've been in charge of D&D since the very beginning of 5th edition and well before that as well, so yeah. A setting book for Armand would be... I mean, I assume we're going to get it, right? Like, why not? I think Armand is a really fun world to play in and be a player. We're at 292. We're getting close. I agree. I think one of the characters is going to wear a Bolaire at some point. I just expect that somehow that happens. I don't know who would wear Bolaire. Probably not Thimble, for reasons, unless he shrinks like many artifacts do to meet the size of their handlers. So some artifacts will adjust their size accordingly. We are flirting with 300. Oh God, Hal wearing the mask. I think Octus would be a little bit of a hat on the hat. Also, maybe there would be a weird effect if Bolaire wore Octus. I mean, or Octus wore Bolaire. What would happen with his undeath? Affect that magic in some way? Might be interesting. Murray cold open would be pretty cool. We have had a couple of cold opens with old Murray, though. I love Murray and Bolaire together. Not in a Seeker's way or like learning big lore drops, but I like them. Their weird vibes are so opposite. I love, but they're both kind of catty at the same time. I like Bolaire and a Murray cold open. Yeah, I enjoy that. Octus Bolaire would be a weird combo. Especially if they were able to share sentience because of maybe some trickery of undeath magic. Yeah, I think that could be really fun. What a fun... And we get the goth kids together to be one mecha goth kid. Two goths running the same... What are they called? I forget. It's a very German name in that movie with the giant robots fighting kaiju. Can Wulfric wear Bolaire? I hate it. I don't want to see that. That's disturbing. Wick wearing Bolaire would be wild. Yeah. Hub Trucks, $1.99. Vaelus dying and coming right back would be great. Ooh, that would be rough. That would be pretty wild. I mean, imagine if something had happened to Thaisha. To be a druid and to be undead? How do you deal with that as a main character? You know, dealing with someone else who's undead is very different than if you are a druid and you are undead. Thaisha doing that would be wild. Bob Sinclair, thank you so much for the £5 super chat. I may have swore as an Irishman and get temp banned. SOZ. Anyone have a good stream? Anyway, have a good stream. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bob Sinclair. Pacific Rim, thank you very much. Aren't they called Jaegers? Which is weird. We're getting closer, right? We're 20 minutes out to the live event. Hey, we almost got 300. We're like 296. So I'm calling it a win. Julien catching Thaisha for the cold open would be nuts. S'more Druid, dude, that's awesome. I love that idea. Oh, I somehow forgot that Jaeger actually meant hunter. German, not a romance language. I just remember college and Jaeger the drink, which is potentially the most disgusting thing invented. Yeah, I do like a Vaelus cold open. I did like seeing Vaelus during happier times. I agree. Hey, thank you everyone for hanging out, by the way. I really needed this today, so I appreciate everyone being in chat. It was a hard day, and I'm gonna be completely honest. I thought about not doing it. It was that rough, so I appreciate everyone showing up. And And if something does happen where I can't make it, I'm going to try to make sure that there's a co-host that takes over. So I'll see about having that happen as well. I don't suspect I'll be gone for a Thursday in some time. But I'm just thinking about the future. I'm sorry, SAF 911. I'm sorry about the tough day. Hey, man, we're all having them. We're all people. There's 300 people in chat right now. We are not alone. Thank you so much. That's very kind. I'm glad that you appreciate the stream. Sorry that I'm a little quieter than normal today, but thank you for showing up. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm just trying to get to the weekend, man. We're all just trying to get to the weekend. I think we're going to do something fun, like go to an arcade or... she's got me addicted to, like, I may splurge and get my nails done or something, my toes. Whatever maintenance. I can't stand having painted nails. I will chip them to pieces. I can't stand the feeling of nail polish on my fingers. Todd, your vibes are so much needed. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for saying so. Yeah, I figure if I'm feeling this way, there's got to be a portion of all of you. Sorry to hear that. Here's hoping the show will help you get past it. And tomorrow will be better. Thank you so much, Charles. 2450. I appreciate the $10 super chat. That's huge. I agree. This week has been a lot. Overall, there are very few places to go. If you have something happening with your health or your family's health, even then, the world is a very weird soup right now. So I think we all appreciate having any kind of distraction to keep ourselves sane. Todd, please tell me you will do a WAC Gators game, but do it with both hands from high up with a jump smack. I don't know what that means. Dispel logic? Oh, Jaeger bombs are meant to clean the palate before dessert? That explains so much. Holy crap. That's why it's so disgusting. I mean, how anything dessert related would taste amazing after a Jaeger bomb. Yeah, critters are fantastic. Oh, Gator arcane game. Gotcha. 292 people. Thank you for hanging out. We are ready for the next episode of Critical Role. Old Tree Ribs is gonna lay the smack down. Maybe he's just gonna Thanos snap the whole Tachonis family right now. It's true. Dispel Magic makes really sick clips. Critical Role. I just looked at it. We put it in chat. Yeah, people just dropping memberships for people randomly in this chat. People are very kind. It's pretty wild. Todd Kendrick and CERN. Yeah, I know. My mind is completely blown. Now I understand. It's like port. And someone explained port to me. I'm like, oh, it's because you're eating sugary drinks, sugary desserts. Wine has to be way more sugary to not taste terrible in comparison. Thank you, Saft911, sending out 5 super chat gifts, gift memberships to everybody. Thank you so much. Oh, Jägermeister is like an old lady German lunch thing? Oh, that's disgusting. Dude, this what's about to happen with the Druids and Octus is just, it's going to be tense. I mean, I'm going to have anxiety. I have anxiety. As a player, if I was playing Octus Tachonis right now, I'm like, oh man, this is the episode where I get yelled at a lot for existing. That's what's about to happen. Octus is not going to have a good time. That's what I'm calling right now. It's going to be scary for old Octus. Yeah, the Seekers need a break. The Seekers need a huge break. This isn't the Seekers table. This is the Druids table tonight. Yeah, the Seekers are along for the ride. The Seekers are constantly in danger. The Seekers need to hide under a tree for an episode. Just stop going into places. Will there be combat? Dude, I don't want to get into combat with a bunch of druids, especially in 2024 core rules. You'd be attacked by a rat with like 500 hit points. Oh, Malort. I didn't know what Malort was until this year. I don't think we accidentally got to 300, but we got pretty close, everybody, and we should feel good about it. We should feel proud. Druids are terrifying. I got a banger of a druid. I think druids... here's something that will creep you out. How is Pennywise not a druid? What are my concurrents? 291. Oh, what a weird analytic move. That was weird. 293. We're like 7 people from 300. Yo. Anyways, we're really excited. We are 15 out from Critical Role. Does anyone have any really cool, interesting ideas of what's about to happen? Drop in the episode. We need 7 more people. We're rounded out to 300 so we could say we are the mighty 300, the 300 tater tots or whatever, or the Ken Wreckers, 300 Ken Wreckers. Yeah, Druid is, well, I mean, he's a creepy whisper bard, but he does shape change a lot. Nightmare Druid, I'm just saying, let's get some undead Nightmare Druids out there as well. I still think Julien's shadow is the Aussie. Why? We've not addressed what the shadow is. Ugh. And it feels like an old, when the world was young type of curse. 301, we just did it. Thank you, everybody. Hey, if you want to support the stream, thank you, everyone, for hanging out. We are almost 10 minutes out from the show. We just hit 301 people in the stream. That is insane. We're just here. We are a bunch of like-minded critters hanging out, talking about the episode that happened earlier and the episode that is to come. We got a lot of chats happening right now. Thank you so much. We hit 301. I didn't think it was going to happen. Nature finds a way. Tater Tots, let's go. 301 is wild, dude. Todd, I miss when you were in charge of D&D Beyond. I do too. I've been using it essentially since you and your friends created it. Thank you so much. I am one of the founding members. All the technical aspects, all of them. They did a really good job on it. That's not me. I provide the content, and I was really excited for the app when it came out. Mark Stewart, thank you so much for another super chat. Seekers, first battle tonight. I think they won't be able to talk themselves out of this. They have talked themselves out of a lot of situations. Philip, Demi, just sending respect and best wishes. Thank you so much for the £5 super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. We got a lot of Brits and Aussies in this chat. Oh, you just saw a Daggerheart commercial? Let's go. Frickin' let's go. Daggerheart. With the ads in a live stream about Critical Role. What are they chanting? No, it's awesome. I think that's cool. 10 minutes. Hey, we got to 300. 305. That's so cool. And now we'll start seeing people leave as they watch the competition that is Critical Role. I love doing these little pre-shows. I think I'll keep doing this forever. Oh man, Fallout was so good. And Wonder Man was so good. You want a super fast recap in 10 minutes? I think you do this. If I get a bunch of super chats, yeah, I'll do a no. All right, here's what happened. Bolaire, the Mask, on the year 57, hang out with a bunch of soldiers is like, wait a minute, I don't have to work for these soldiers. I can just use disguise self, mask of many faces, and pretend like they're not wearing a mask. I think I've learned to lie. I've watched theater. I really like the cut of that guy's jib with the white makeup and a little bit of a beauty mark and the red hair. I think I'll take that. And by the way, I think I'm going to kill all these soldiers I'm hanging out with, but I'm going to be a kinder artifact in the future. Super creepy and weird. It's like watching AI become intelligent. Terrifying. Then we move to a house full of people with cloud giant blood who are very literal. Julien tries to send a message, gets intercepted. He decides he's getting tired of them not sending his message. And he goes over to a creepy old man who I love, who has a bizarre tree strapped to his back, who's talking to all the birds and sends off a message. We do find out that, Octus had sent off this creepy vulture in a It Follows kind of style to kill this pigeon. The pigeon dies. We find out because there's blood all over the undead vulture's face because the message was delivered much closer than people suspected. That's because it didn't go to Dalmakyar. I suspect it went to the Tachonis twin sisters, who are 7 feet tall and 150 pounds, which is the weight of a scarecrow, who suddenly arrive as Thaisha and the rest of the group decide, hey, we're going to leave. But before we leave, we're going to make sure the Octus leaves a little like, hey, I was here, everybody. You're a bunch of jerk giants. And they take off. And they decide to go over to the druids. And they meet an elf who we are calling affectionately Tree Ribs, who really doesn't like the fact that House Tachonis is undead. And that is where we find us right now. So that was the fastest I could do. We have some druid tensions that are going to pop off. The likes that God have not seen. Because being undead and hanging out with druids is not fun ever. The Slenderman twins, ugh, I hate that entire sentence. Frostfire Tiger, don't ever say Slenderman twins again. $5 super chat, Charles, 2450. I hope you have a better tomorrow. I do too. I hope everyone enjoys this show. Thank you so much. Oh, we had another super chat. Daggerheart is a name that reminds me intensely of a GG Alliance song, Dagger in My Heart. Oh, very cool. It's an incredibly dark track, I'll bet. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. That was a very truncated breakdown of the episode, but I hope you enjoyed it. Show's beginning. I don't think anyone's going to miss the show. But I just want to say I appreciate all you showing up. I showed up as well. You know that because I'm here. I don't like Slenderman triplets. Don't. We don't even need one Slenderman. Slenderman twins? No. Triplets? No. Quadruplets? No. I know how this goes. Slenderman Ozempic? Ravens and myths tend to be tricksters and shepherds to the dead, and there are weird things with ravens and crows that are similar between Native American tribes here in the United States and also with Tibetans, actually, having to do with how they bury the dead and how they interact with crows. Some religions actually believe being consumed by ravens and crows was their path to the afterlife. Todd Kenrick, you're looking kind of like Brazilian actor Murilo Benicio. I don't know who that is. I look like a lot of people, I think. I was going to say you should do your pre-show at your game bar live. Get some sponsorship on the critters. That would be pretty fun. That would be pretty funny. I ran into a raven. I ran into ravens at the Tower of London. But then randomly, we don't have a lot of ravens in Seattle. Almost none. They're usually in the outskirts because crows have taken over. But I heard a raven while I was getting dinner with my wife. And I said, that sounds like a raven. That's not crow. And then the next day, I heard a raven again. And that was the last time. So I heard a raven 30 minutes away from my house while we're getting dinner. And then the next day, heard a raven again. And that was it. And I know it was a raven because I used an app on my phone. It's much deeper. Ravens are a little bassier. See our stream, everybody. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for super chats. Don't forget to like, subscribe, let people know, and the Reddits and the Facebook groups. Hang out to our cool little pre-show, and guess what? You're gonna be here for this. I appreciate all you. Thank you so much for making my day. And I just have one question. Stop. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate you. Come on, focus. You got this. There we go. I mean, it is Thursday. Why are you being so angry, Focus? Focus. Good night, everybody. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, hanging out with all of us. I'm taking off.